Down for us.
Yes, you've heard the quest by Bob Muno to become a Kenyan citizen before his or in his sunset days. And what does the Constitution say about becoming a Kenyan citizen? How do you become a Kenyan citizen legally? And that's provided in Chapter 3 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. And it can also be anchored by these following acts. That is the Kenya Citizenship and Immigration Act 2011. Then you have the Kenya Citizens and Foreign Nationals Management Service of 2011 as well, and the Kenya Citizenship and Immigration Regulations of 2012, and also government circulars. These are acts that can assist in implementation of Chapter 3 of the Constitution on citizenship. Now, there are two ways to become a citizen here in the country. One is by birth, and the other one is by registration. Now, looking at by birth, this is provided under Article 14 of the Constitution of Kenya, which can be read together with Clause 30 of the 6th schedule. Now, one is a Kenyan by birth at the time of his or her birth. Either the mother or the father was a Kenyan citizen. Now, this is regardless of where the person was born. Now, the following are also Kenyans by birth once the registration formalities are completed. That is, one, a child found in Kenya who appears to be under 8 years of age and whose nationality and parents are not known or is presumed to be a Kenyan citizen by birth. Another is that the person who is a Kenyan citizen by birth but ceased to be on acquisition of other citizenship before the promulgation of the new constitution. Now, such a person is entitled to, on application, to regain Kenyan citizenship. Now, the second way, that is by birth. The second way is by registration. Let's look at how you become a Kenyan citizen by registration. And there are two categories here. One is those who are entitled, and the other one is those who are eligible. Now, under those who are entitled, we have citizenship by marriage. Now, this is a person who has been married to a Kenyan citizen for a period of 7 years, and that person is entitled to apply to be registered as a Kenyan citizen, provided that the marriage was solemnized here in Kenya or outside Kenya under a system of law recognized here in the country. Now, the applicant is not declared as a prohibited immigrant in Kenya and has never been convicted of an offense and sentenced to imprisonment for a term of 3 years or longer. And also that if that marriage has not been entered for purposes of acquiring a status or privilege in relations to immigration or citizen, and also finally marriage that is subsisting at the time of application, that is as far as citizenship by marriage is concerned. Now, one can also become a citizen, entitled to be a citizen, if the child of a Kenyan citizen by registration. Now, how does that work? Now, that is in Section 13 of Section 13.3 of the Kenyan Citizenship and Immigration Act 2011, which provides that a child of a citizen by registration who has been born before a parent acquired citizenship may, on application by the parent or legal guardian, be registered as a Kenyan citizen. And also, production of documents conferring Kenyan citizenship to any of the parents. Also by production of the child's birth certificate and proof of lawful residence of the child in Kenya. Now, moving on to the other category, that is that was to be entitled, and there are those who are eligible to be registered to become Kenyan citizens, and some of those are lawful residents. Who is a lawful resident? Now, a lawful resident is provided for that is under the Kenya Citizenship and Immigration Act 2011, a person who has been ordinarily resident in Kenya for a continuous period of 7 years under the authority of a work permit, that is, you came to Kenya through a work permit, and also children under 18 years of a legal resident are also eligible to be registered. And this is the case for Bob Monroe, who's been in the country for over 35 years. That is, he's of course entitled to be registered as a Kenyan citizen under the lawful citizenship way. And others are widows, widowers. Then we have stateless persons, migrants, descendants of stateless persons, and also migrants. All those are eligible to be Kenyan citizens. And also there is another way that you can become a Kenyan citizen. Let's look at that. That is when it comes to dual citizenship. Now, the current constitution, unlike the previous one, allows for dual citizenship. Now, this is a Kenyan citizen who has acquired citizenship of any other country, that is after the 27th of August 2010. That is when the Kenyan constitution was promulgated, and does not lose Kenyan citizenship. That is how you can also become a Kenyan citizen. You can have a citizenship of another country, but if you are a citizen of Kenya and acquired citizenship of any other country after the 27th of August 2010, then you do not lose that Kenyan citizenship. Those are ways that you can become a Kenyan citizen. And of course, Bob Mundro is one person who is entitled to become a Kenyan citizen by being eligible to apply for it. Back to you, Sula.
Thank you, Wycliffe Orandi, breaking it down there.